All right, let's get into something you probably didn't expect from the polished, camera-ready world of K-pop. Behind the flawless visuals, synchronized dances, and soft boy or boyfriend material images, there's another side. A louder side, a darker, more rebellious energy that doesn't always make it into music videos. We're talking about speed, danger, adrenaline, and machines that roar louder than stadium crowds. Ever wondered which idols ditch their designer fits for leather jackets and helmets? Who trades fan chants for the sound of engines ripping through the night? And more importantly, what kind of stories are hiding behind those rides? Are these just hobbies or a glimpse into who they really are when the spotlight fades? Because once you see this side of them, you might never look at them the same way again. So buckle up, because this list is not just about motorcycles. It's about identity, freedom, and the kind of energy that screams bad boy in a world that expects perfection. Number 5, the silent speed demon, hidden dual life. When people think of Jungkook from BTS, they picture the golden maknae, talented, disciplined, almost too perfect to be real. But beneath that polished image lies a completely different energy, one that only reveals itself off stage. Jungkook has openly shown his love for motorcycles, and not in a casual weekend hobby kind of way. We're talking about someone who genuinely enjoys the feeling of control, speed, and solitude that comes with riding. There's something deeply reflective about it, like escaping the noise of global fame and finding a moment where it's just him, the road, and the hum of the engine. Fans have spotted him riding powerful bikes, dressed down, blending into the night rather than standing under stage lights. It's a striking contrast. The same guy who smiles shyly in interviews becomes someone sharper, more intense, almost untouchable when he's on a bike. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just a hobby, but a way to reclaim identity in a life that's constantly watched. Because sometimes being a bad boy isn't about rebellion, it's about finding freedom in silence. Number 4, the rebel leader, charisma on wheels. RM is known as the intellectual core of BTS. Thoughtful, articulate, always choosing his words carefully. But here's the twist. Even someone as composed as RM has shown a fascination with motorcycles and the culture around them. While he may not flaunt it as aggressively as others, the symbolism is there. Motorcycles represent something raw and unfiltered, something that contrasts his usual image of calm leadership. And that's exactly what makes it so compelling. Imagine carrying the weight of leading one of the biggest groups in the world, constantly expected to be perfect, and then finding release in something unpredictable, something that doesn't follow scripts. RM's connection to this world feels philosophical. It's not just about speed, it's about breaking structure, stepping outside expectations, and embracing a side of himself that doesn't need to explain anything. That quiet rebellion, that's a different kind of bad boy energy, one that doesn't shout, but still hits just as hard. Number 3, the stylish rider. Fashion meets danger. If there's one idol who can turn anything into an aesthetic statement, it's G-Dragon from Big Bang. Known for redefining K-pop fashion, G-Dragon doesn't just ride motorcycles, he embodies the culture around them. His interest in bikes blends seamlessly with his edgy, avant-garde persona. You'll often see him pairing high fashion pieces with elements inspired by biker style, leather, bold silhouettes, and a kind of effortless cool that feels both dangerous and artistic. But what makes this truly fascinating is how authentic it feels. This isn't a concept. This is someone who thrives on pushing boundaries, whether it's music, style, or lifestyle. Riding a motorcycle becomes more than movement. It becomes a statement, a declaration that he refuses to be boxed in. And in a world where idols are often expected to conform, G-Dragon's connection to that bad boy image feels like a quiet act of rebellion. Not loud, Not forced, just undeniably real. Number 2. The unexpected wildcard, soft face, hard ride. At first glance, Baekhyun from EXO doesn't scream bad boy. His image leans more toward playful, charming, and emotionally expressive. But that's exactly why his interest in motorcycles hits differently, because it breaks expectations in the most satisfying way. Baekhyun has shown glimpses of this side, his appreciation for powerful bikes, the thrill, the aesthetic. And when you connect the dots, it creates this fascinating duality, someone who can be soft, funny, and relatable, yet also drawn to something intense and slightly dangerous. It's that contrast that keeps fans hooked, because it reminds us that people aren't one-dimensional. Behind the cute smiles and lighthearted energy, there's depth, curiosity, and maybe even a craving for adrenaline. And in Baekhyun's case, that mix creates a bad boy vibe that feels unforced, like a hidden layer waiting to be discovered. Number 1, the true bad boy icon, power, freedom, legacy. And then there's Taeyang. If this list had a definition of bad boy energy with purpose, it would be him. Taeyang's connection to motorcycles goes beyond image or aesthetic. It feels deeply personal. He's been associated with bikes in multiple appearances, often embracing that rugged, grounded vibe that contrasts with his smooth vocal persona. But what really sets him apart is the sense of control and maturity he brings into it. This isn't reckless rebellion. It's calculated, intentional freedom, a way of expressing individuality in a world that often demands conformity. Taeyang represents a different kind of bad boy, one who understands the weight of his choices, who moves with quiet confidence rather than chaos. And maybe that's why his presence feels so powerful. Because in the end, it's not about how loud the engine roars. It's about who you become when you're the one holding the throttle.